Yeah, good evening, guys. Hold on.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Who is Realme? Uh, I think, yeah. Yeah, let's wait 2 minutes for others to join, okay? Yeah. Okay, let's wait. Okay. Let me- Please join when you guys join, join with your names, okay? It will be easy for me to recognize. You guys can hear my voice, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. So let others join. We'll start with the introduction today. Yeah, myself, Ashish. Okay, I I have more than 15 years of experience in performance testing and performance engineering. Okay, I played different roles. I worked as a performance test architect and lead for many projects in Capgemini, and also I worked in Virtus also, right? And today we'll start with the Jmeter introduction, and we tomorrow onwards we'll see how to do start the scripting using Jmeter, right? So first of all, let us try to understand what is Jmeter and how you can install the Jmeter. Jmeter, it's an open source tool. Okay, it's unlike some load runner or any other tool. It's an open source tool, and for performance testing, most of the companies they prefer Jmeter plus load runner. Okay, and if you know how to use Jmeter then it will be very easy for you to work with any other tool like load runner, neoload. There are other tools are also there for performance testing. But Jmeter seems to be a little bit complex than compared to load runner. And if you know how to use Jmeter, then you can work with any other tool. Okay. So first, let us see how do you install Jmeter. Actually, this Jmeter is introduced by Java company, Apache Java, and it's a open source tool. There is nothing like you have to install anything. If I have to install a Jmeter in my laptop or in your system, what you need to do is just you need to go to the Apache home site, right? Just say download Jmeter. It take you to the Apache Jmeter, and if you go to download, okay, here you will see binary and source. Okay, what you need to do is you have to download zip only this one under binary. Please download Apache Jmeter 5.6, the latest version only. It will be visible. So you download only zip version. Don't download other version. For Windows, I'm saying. Once you download, it will download a zip version. Just like, say, for example, I have downloaded. I can show you. Let me, yeah. Once you download, it will be downloaded on download folder. I advise you put into a particular folder, create a software folder. In that, you can put your downloaded zipped version, and this you need to unzip and place on your system. Okay, so this itself is a Jmeter. So there is nothing like normally if you have to install any software, you just have a setup file, right? You'll open a setup file and you click next, and then you install onto your system, onto your laptop or whatever. But Jmeter is not like that. Jmeter, it is developed by Java open source guys. So here you just need to download the folder. Okay. After downloading, go to the bin directory. Just remember, whatever may be the version, go to the bin directory. Here you will see jmeter.jar file. Okay, this is the one. So if you double click this, it will open Jmeter directly, or there are two files will be there. One is Jmeter jar, another one is Jmeter batch files. Okay, so normally there are two modes you can operate Jmeter. Say they'll say Jmeter can be work from command prompt. You can start Jmeter from command prompt, and also you can start from GUI. Say if I want to open Jmeter, just go to the bin folder of your Jmeter folder. Just double click this Apache jar. It will launch the Jmeter. Yeah, just double click this. This will, you can see it is opening Jmeter. Okay, so this is Jmeter. And the other way, if I want to, open Jmeter from the command prompt, if you want to open, you can go to your command prompt. From here, you can open, but the first thing is, before I install Jmeter, before you download Jmeter on your laptop, first you need to make sure that you should have Java installed on your laptop. Okay. So how do you know whether Java is installed and running on your laptop or not, you can just type this command, say Java hyphen version. It will show which version of Java is running in your laptop. If there is no Java, it says bad command or some error you'll get. Then you just install Java on your laptop. Okay. So how do you install? You can go to Oracle Java website. From there, you can download the latest one. Okay. You can download latest Java. You can go for Java or you can go to Oracle. Anyway, you just download the latest version. And once you download, you need to restart your system, and then go for downloading the Java Jmeter from this Apache Jmeter website. Okay. So once you download, and then once you open it, it opens like this. So there are so many components are there in Jmeter. We'll see each one in coming classes. Okay. And the second mode. So if I want to open the Jmeter from command prompt, you need to go to the command prompt and make sure that you should go to the folder where you have installed your Jmeter. Say here, where did we install Jmeter? A particular softwares here, right? You need to go to this folder, or directly I can open it from here. Sorry. Say, yeah, I can go to here. From here, you need to go to bin directory, bin bin. Okay. From here, you need to just say Jmeter. It will open the Jmeter file. Okay. Now you will see this message, and then you can see Jmeter is opening. Yeah. And when you open from command prompt, this will remain open when you are working. If I close this, Jmeter also gets closed. So whichever is the easiest way. So normally we like directly opening from GUI. Just open from here and just start working with your Jmeter. Or else you create a shortcut of this file, jar file, and place it on your desktop. Yeah, I have done this. Okay. So just double click, it will open up every time new Jmeter file. Okay, this is how you just install Jmeter, and you can start running. It is not difficult, and there is no license for it. Okay, you can what you need is just you need to have a Java installed on your laptop. Okay, now coming back to the features of the Jmeter. Jmeter, it's a open source. You don't need a license, and it's a multi-threaded framework. What do you mean by multi-threaded? I'll explain. Just like, you can add multiple scripts to the same Jmeter file, and you can save it, and you can run at the same time multiple scripts. But in load runner, you cannot do that. So there are some advantages of Jmeter. There are some advantages of load runner when it comes to performance testing. And even if you are good in load runner, and if you say I don't have knowledge in Jmeter, even though if your client want only load runner guy, okay, if the project is only on load runner, and if you are not familiar with Jmeter, they prefer only people who has knowledge on both load runner and Jmeter, because we don't know which client will ask for Jmeter, because since it's a free version, most of the clients, they'll go for free version just to save the money nowadays, right? So It is better to have, in your resume, both load runner and Jmeter. Right. Let us see some of the key differences between load runner and Jmeter. As I said, Jmeter, it's a single module. What do you mean by single module? So when I open, you can see just one single module. Everything lies under your test plan only. So if I have to create a script, you need to add everything to this and you can start using this. But whereas load runner comes with 3 different modules. We'll discuss that. It is like VUgen, controller, and analysis. So for scripting, they have VUgen. Okay. For executions, they have controller. And after executions, you want to see the results and you want to generate the reports. For that, you have analysis. 3 different modules you have in load runner. That's why it's very costly. The license itself is 10 million US dollar for a full based, the full version or full licensed version. So only bigger companies, they can afford load runner, and smaller companies or medium sized companies, they go with Jmeter. In Jmeter, you don't have any modules, just a simple file. And if you know how to use, how to record and replay, you can do wonders with Jmeters. And nowadays, Jmeter is giving a tough competition to load runner because uh, these Jmeter guys, they are keep on improving its features. Like every time they're adding new libraries and new features to Jmeter, like plugins. So you can download the plugins and add to your Jmeter. Then it will be new features will be added to your Jmeter, and it is somewhat similar to load runner. It is going close to load runner and giving tough competition to load runner. So even big companies, they are preferring Jmeter only. Right. So other difference is it's a Java based application, and whereas load runner, it is developed in C Sharp and .NET. Okay. So but it supports both Java and C Sharp. And in Jmeter, it is not that easy, okay, to do. So like complex based scripting is possible. Wherein load runner, it is like user friendly. Everything you can see as a GUI. We'll come to load runner when we start load runner classes. Okay. The main differences I'm just trying to highlight here. It's a user friendly. Load runner is treated as user friendly because you have 3 different modules, and which one module perform each job separately. But in Jmeter, scripting, execution, analysis, and even reporting, everything will be done by only single module, that is this one, the simple module, the single this. So everything you need to add and you need to execute. So that's the advantage of Jmeter. Now, here some disadvantages are there. Okay, with Jmeter, what is that? You cannot monitor the test execution, and you cannot have a better analysis of your test results. Since it's open source, you can just run, and you can see that something is running. When you run from command prompt, it says test is running, but you can't see when you are executing how long the test is executing, or if you are running with 1,000 users, you can't see that 1,000 users are actually running, but it says some test is going on. But whereas in load runner, you can visualize what exactly you're testing or you're executing the test, and with how many users you are running. So what is this performance testing? It is all about running your test with multiple users, right? You want to put some load on your application, say 500 or 1,000 user load, and I want to see how my servers are behaving. That is the ultimate goal of your performance testing, right? So to do that, in load runner, you can see how many users are logging in and how many users are actually putting the load on your server. That is possible in load runner since it's a license based. But in Jmeter, you can't see that. The only thing is you can see that some test is going on. And nowadays, the clients are using monitoring tools like App Dynamics, Dynatrace, or you have New Relic, Azure, right? So using this, you can monitor the server. So that is one advantage. You just run your test with Jmeter and monitor the servers in monitoring tool like Dynatrace or App Dynamics. Okay. So, so these are the main elements in your Jmeter. By default, you will have test plan. So what is test plan? Test plan is nothing but your project. Say, if you are working for a project, you can give the name of your test plan as your project. Under the test plan, you need to add how many scripts or how many scenarios you want to record or you want to run. Say for that, you need to add what? Threads or thread group. So here, what is thread group? Thread group is nothing but your script or scenario. So here, the main elements only I'm highlighting. We'll see, advanced one coming classes anyway. So main thing what you need to prepare a script in your Jmeter, first one is test plan. That comes by default when you open a Jmeter. And the rest of the things is you need to add specifically in Jmeter. Okay, like you have thread groups. Thread groups are nothing but your, this is nothing but your scripts. Okay, samplers are nothing but your request. Request in the sense the URL you need to add, right? To access any application, you need URL, right? So samplers are nothing but protocols or the request. And listeners are, if I want to see the results, you have to see the results in listeners module. Okay, don't get confused. We'll be using this terminology every day. Then you'll familiar with these things. Say when you run, you should see the result, right? Where do you see that element is called listeners, and timers are like, the time gap between, if you want to put some time gap between one action to other action, you can use timers, just like wait time. And another thing is assertions. Assertions are nothing but validation points. Like I want to validate my script whether the script is properly working or not. For that, you need to insert assertions. And the last and more foremost is pre and post processors. These are like advanced level, wherein if I want to write some code or some conditions, that will be added under this pre and post processors. What do you mean by pre-processor and post-processor? Pre means what? Before. So it will execute whatever code you write, that code will execute before the request. That is called pre. Post is this code will be executed after executing your request. That's it. Okay, you just need to understand that in the beginning level. Later you will understand as and we proceed further. Okay. Now, first we need to understand how Jmeter works. Then it will be easy for you to work with Jmeter. Say, for example, let me explain you. Like, say, there is a web application. Let us say, see whether it's a Jmeter or a load runner. If you take either Jmeter, load runner, or any performance testing tool, all these performance testing tools acts as a proxy. Okay, so anyone knows what do you mean by proxy? We heard this word, right? Proxy.
Yeah.
Proxy interview means
Duplicate.
yeah, correct. But exact definition I want to know.
It means we
In that we do prompt in proxy.
So what exactly? I want the exact definition. Like What happens in proxy?
You will help in interview.
Right. Not this, you can't say help.
We have to prompt.
No, proxy is not prompting, right? Prompting is
Okay.
different. Proxy is not. Proxy means
Perform
what?
on behalf of others.
Yes, exactly. Who is this?
Sunil.
Right. Say instead of you, I take the interview, right? And I will answer all the questions and I will perform your role. That is what proxy, right? Here, what I'm doing, I am acting as you and giving all the answers, right? That is what called proxy. So load runner or Jmeter, these performance test tools also acts as a proxy. Say for example, you are you are trying to access a bank application. Let us say some application. Okay. So let us say this is some bank application. Okay. Now you want to check some, summary or whatever. Your summary of your bank statement or bank. So normally, how do you access any application? So in what are the modes you accept and access the application? Banking application.
Maybe URL.
Yeah. First of all, first from your laptop or another one is called mobile, right?
Application.
Yeah. So there are two modes where you can access your, say, let us assume, let us talk about only laptop for the time being, okay? So in the both cases, you can access your bank application, right? No, let us assume. So from your laptop or mobile, what you need? In mobile, you need a mobile app, but in laptop, you open a browser. It can be Chrome or anything, right? From here, you enter what? URL of your application. Am I correct? So you open your no, you log into your banking details. Now, when you click any button, where does that request will go? So what do you think behind the
interface?
Yeah, this is the
Into the
interface.
interfaces.
Yeah, when you click a button, that request should go to somewhere, right? Where do you think that request will go?
Bank servers.
Yes, exactly. So just tell me, name few servers you know. Say if I have to put my application in the internet, I need a server, right? So what all the basic server that I need to put my application in the internet or production? Some basic server names, tell me.
HTTPS.
No, not. That is
Sorry.
protocol you are saying.
Yeah.
I said server names. First one I'll tell web server,
Services.
right? And another one, basic server. Without this, you cannot access or you cannot see anything on the internet. Basic is first in web server. Any other server name? Tell me. What are the servers you have other than web server? Any server name? Application server? There's something called application server, right? Web server. Without web server, you cannot see anything on the internet, right? If you are accessing anything through internet, that means you should have a web server. Web means web itself tells you that it's a www whatever the URL you give, right? That will be accessed through only web server. Without web server, you cannot connect to the internet. Now, another final type of server that you need.
Database.
Exactly. Who is this?
Sunil.
Yeah. So you need at least these 3 servers if I have to make my application in production or in in the internet, right? So in real-time production, there will be like hundreds of servers will be there. Like there are so many servers will be there for big companies. But if I have to put my website onto the internet, I just need these 3. Okay. Even if I don't have database or application, still I can put my website if I have web server. Okay. For example, a newspaper. I don't need any database for that. If I just put some text and put in web server and I put that in a website, anyone can access, right? Anyone can just read that news or whatever article. So now tell me, now you logged into your application or your bank application, and from your browser, you clicked on summary. Now, where do you think the first request will go? Where do you think the first request will go? Here you have 3 servers, right? Now, where do you think if I click on summary, the request has to go to first one server, right? It won't go to the 3 servers at a time. First, it will go to some server. Just guess and tell me which server it will go.
If you open the application and click on submit, it will go to application server.
Okay, who said application server? Sunil.
Yes.
Yeah, anyone else? Just guess. See,
It
there
has
are
to
3.
come from database to application, hierarchy from down to up. Okay, my answer is application server.
Okay, anyone else? Just guess. Someone said database, someone said application, right? So if you put any application in the internet, anything you click, the application will not go to either database or application server. Your request will first go to your where the web server. Okay. When you click on summary, the request first will go to the web server. Why? As I said, if you want to put anything on internet, the first server that you need is web server. So any communication that happens in the internet, that goes to the web server first. Okay, remember this thing. So from web server, then what happens is when you click on summary button, see, this application will be built on different technology, right? Some people they'll use Java, some people they may use .NET, PHP, any technology. So that means they have to write some code, right? If I have written the code in Java, it has to execute in Java, right? So where do you think that code, Java, whatever .NET, Java or PHP, whatever the programming language, that code will be stored? It won't be stored in web server. Web server job is to only make sure that it sends the data to the internet. Okay, it connects to the internet. That's itself its job, right? But as a programmer, they'll write some code, right? When you click a button, some code will be executed. So that code will be stored in application server. Application in the sense, yeah, application server, in which whatever the program they write, all the program will be stored in this application server, and this code will be executed. In that case, what happens here is this request from web server to it will be routed to application server. Here it will execute the code, whatever the code. It can be .NET, whatever the language, it will execute. After that, for example, you need to fetch the bank balance, right? Your balance. That means your balance details, where do you think it will be stored? Any data, where do you think the storage will be done? Obviously in the database, right? So you want to save your data, it will be in the form of tables only, right? Your account number, how much how many times you have transferred money, and what is the bank balance or ultimate balance. Everything will be stored where? In your database server. So from here, the request goes to the database server. Here in the database server, whatever you're trying to fetch, like, I want to see your bank balance, then it will run some database queries like select star from so and so login name. Login name would be your login name, where is bank balance details. Then it will give you the results, right? So that results will be again routed back to your application server. From the application again, see, all this code is running in your application server. So your application server will initiate the SQL query. Those queries will be run in database. And once you get the data, it will be sent back to application. From application, it goes back to your web server. In the web server, you see your actual, whatever the page you are seeing here, your bank balance, whatever, it will be passed from web server to your screen. Then you can see your bank balance and whatever. So when you click a summary button behind the screen, this much of work happens. Okay. So, and all these things happens within seconds. Okay. So this entire thing called server response, this entire act, what we are seeing, right? This is called response time. So this is very important in performance testing. The performance of your application depends on what? This server's response time. If your servers are very quick, your response will be very fast. That's why bigger, like applications like Amazon, Flipkart, when you click a button, within seconds, you'll see the results, right? Any product. But to fetch that product within seconds, they have to be write this much of code, this much of efforts will be done that we can't see. So that's the reason why, if, for example, when you click a summary, if the server's capacity is very low, like 2 GB, 3 GB RAM, so the time